To introduce the next inductee is John Longstreet, class of '77.
Thank you, Ted. I'm really happy to be here with you today. It's an honor that you asked me to do this and that the recipient agreed to allow me to do it, really. But I'm honored to be here today to introduce one of the exceptional human beings in my work life and my personal life. As with the rest of the, yeah? All right. As with the rest, okay. As with the rest of the terrific honorees we have this year, his excellent biography has been published in advance. If I tried to sum up just a very small part of Keith's bio, I'd be at 30 minutes, not 3 minutes. So I'm going to spend my time talking briefly about my work experience with him as a colleague and as a friend. As Bristol Hotels and Resorts grew, we hired hundreds of graduates from the top hotel programs across the country, including Cornell. In 1992, the top recruit was Keith Barr. I was talking to the dean about this the other day, and she said he was probably the top recruit in the decade of the 90s. And I thought about it, and Keith was the top recruit in the entire history of Bristol Hotels, the hundreds we hired. As we grew, so did Keith, largely because of the work of people like him. In 2000, as the largest independent hotel company in North America, we were acquired by Intercontinental Hotels Group. I was given the task of managing the portfolio's transition to IHG. Given that I was at best marginally qualified for the assignment, I knew I had to bring the best person from Bristol to IHG if I had any chance of succeeding. My partner in the challenge became Keith Barr. My work career was greatly influenced by that decision, and he might say the same thing. The decision was a complete success thanks to Keith's contributions. I knew that when Keith was selected, that he was a person who had integrity, believed in fairness, and most importantly, he demonstrated the essential tenet of the Bristol 4-core philosophy, which is to do the right thing. When you have a person that you can count on to do the right thing every time, you can't have a much better partner than that. Keith's accomplishments at IHG continued, and in 2017, he was named the company's CEO, making him the youngest in history. As former University of Toronto president, and by the way, Cornell PhD, Claude Bissell once said, "Leaders risk more than others think is safe, they dream more than others think is practical, they expect more than others think is possible, and they care more than others think is wise." This perfectly describes Keith Barr. But I suspect Keith would tell you that his success could not have been achieved without the support of his excellent life partner, Diana. It's been said that you should live so that when your children think of fairness, caring, and integrity, they think of you. I'm quite sure that's how Sophie and Tessa think of their dad. In my view, Diana's and Keith's two daughters are the true indicators of their success together. Well done, my friend Keith. Please join me in welcoming Keith Barr.
I'm sure you're going to put it to good use. Well, you probably have better stuff than that.
Wow, John, thank you. Bit choked up by that. I want to say, of course, thanks to the Cornell Hotel Society, the search committee, Ted, in your incomparable leadership for this amazing, amazing program. Dean Walsh, and to all of you. It's a fascinating, when I was watching all the other inductees who were just extraordinary men and women, you kind of feel a bit like an imposter sometimes, you hear about their commitment to service to this country and to people and to others. And, but I did see, and something that Bill said, a really unique red thread going through each one of those discussions about those individuals. And it was this whole thing about service and committing to others. And it's pretty extraordinary. And I was saying to someone earlier tonight, I don't think a week goes by I don't speak to someone from Cornell. It could be a recent graduate or mentoring a master's student, talking to a faculty member, but this level of engagement we have that is simply extraordinary. And when I'm talking to students, I often ask, how did you become CEO? You know, and I'm talking to a 23, 24-year-old thinking, at that age, I was just happy to have a job. And I reflect upon it, though, and it really is because of the people you have in your life. And I look in this room, and I have to thank my advisor, Giuseppe, who focused on making sure I had all the mise en place I needed. And then I look up and I see Professor Kelly, who was a huge mentor to me and convinced me to go work for a very small hotel company in Dallas, Texas, which turned into Bristol Hotels. And then I see Lieve Goosing, who is my managing director at HEC. And I see people in this room who I have worked with, who I have worked for, who have called me and I have called them. And it speaks to this incredible relationship that we have as hoteliers and how we have such a huge impact on this industry. You know, looking at the previous inductees, the leaders in Hilton and Marriott and Hyatt, it's just amazing to see what we have accomplished. This group punches way above its weight in an incredible industry, and it's a reflection of the amazing men and women here. And so I'm incredibly humbled to be inducted into this organization. But as John said, you can't do this alone. This is not about my accomplishments. It's about the support that I've had throughout my career. And I could share those moments of doubt and disbelief. Should I move to China? You know, should I move from operations and sales and marketing? But it was always working for great people who believed in me. And no one believed more in me than my amazing wife, Diana. She's a hotelier. She's moved all around the world with me, and we have two amazing daughters. Our oldest is a hotelier sitting right there, and our youngest is incredible. And so we are an amazing family. And so my success is because of the incredible support. And so I want to thank many of you in this room, whether it was my advisor, my professor, my friends, my managing director, for everything you did for me, and most importantly, to my amazing wife. So thank you.